Today the grass was cut by our maintenance crew, and this is my back porch, and this is how they cut the grass behind it. Hasn't been touched for at least 4 weeks. Down here is my rain spout that when they did cut the grass, they broke it off, and I made a repair. As I walk along the back of my property, you can see how they haven't touched the grass, or what's left of grass, the weeds. I'm now going behind my neighbor Jaworski's property, and you can see they haven't cut his, and nor has any weeding been done in the beds all summer long. When I talk about breaking off the rain spouts, when they used to cut the grass, they would hit it with the mower, and this is Jaworski's drain pipe, and you can see it's broken off at the ground level. That's the way mine was. I had to dig it out, put in a new elbow, and repair it. Now I'm going down behind Jaworski's unit and over to what used to be Ott's unit, and this is when they were cutting the grass here, what they did to his drain pipe. They barged through with a mower, hit it, and keep going. You can see there's been no maintenance back. And we're at the other side of my unit, and you can see the beds here, how no weeding has been done all summer long. This island in the property around my unit, nothing has been cleaned out all summer. And then over here, the swale next to my property that is supposed to carry the water away and was in fine condition up to 2-3 years ago, has never been cleaned out the last 2-3 years of sticks and leaves and everything else, and therefore the water couldn't run through it and started a massive erosion. It needs to be totally replaced. This pipe, up until 2 years ago, was covered with dirt. It's been the last 2 years where no grass essentially is growing in this area, and due to erosion, the pipe is being further and further exposed. You can see all the trash that's in it, the swale. This is by the fenced-in area of my unit, and you can see this area is totally devoid of any grass and leads to further erosion. Now we're coming up by the front of my unit. The last 2 weeks when they come through with the mowers, they're on zoom speed, and they have the big walk behind mowers, and they spin the tires on the lawn, and this is where the grass has been ripped off last week and this week by the spinning tires. Right here's another spot. You can see the track of the tires where they're going up a grade, and rather than take their time, they just spin the tires and rip the sod off. And there's a pile of the sod they ripped off. Over in this area, there's no cleaning up the sticks. There's no planting of new grass. There's no raking of the pine needles under the pine trees. Here's a big branch. Now they just mowed today, and you would think they saw that stick there and they would have picked it up and taken it away, but no, They just mow around it and let it lay. The work that the current contractor for this year and last year has done is absolutely atrocious. More sticks. Something has to be done. We got to get rid of this maintenance crew and get a new one as soon as possible. This is my driveway, which after the storm over the weekend was filled with leaves, and I blew it off. But after the crew was done cutting the grass today, there was grass left on the driveway, as there is almost every week, and no attempt whatsoever to clean the area off after the mowing. This is my neighbor Jaworski's sidewalk. He's out of town. He had leaves all over. And you would think today when they did their cleanup, cutting the lawn, the least they could do is blow his driveway off. If they did, and it appears that they did, to some extent, they did a very, very poor job. Now, any of you viewing this who are having the same problems around your unit as I am, I would suggest that you send an email to the board and tell them that it's time that they get a maintenance crew that does a job. Here in the island, where there's tan bark between my unit and Jaworski's, again you can see all sorts of weeds, and no weeding whatsoever has been done by the maintenance crew. This is alongside my unit again, and I'm showing you here, up until 2 years ago, these trees, the maintenance crew, if they saw the branches coming across, would clip them back, or I would. But you can see they're now encroaching on the roof. Now, we just spent a fortune, all of us, to have our units re-roofed, and at least us patio homeowners re-sided. Leaves over the roof tend to break down and deteriorate the roof quicker, and something should be done with that as far as routine maintenance. One last look at the swale, and this is the island by the side of my unit, all being filled in with weeds that should be taken care of at least on a monthly basis. Down by the side of the unit, more weeds, total weeds.